Hello Enigmas, welcome to another top 8 video series of classical guitar and all there is to know about this fabulous music genre brought by your host, Dilie. Today we are counting down our picks for the top 8 most popular classical guitar tremolo pieces composed by some of the greatest classical guitarists of all time. Before we proceed with our first entry, if you're interested in classical guitar and you wish to know more about music topics, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Number 8. Un Sueño en la Floresta by Agustín Barrios. Our first entry is a tremolo mixed with arpeggios and neoclassical guitar solos. Since Agustín Barrios had a trademark of composing pieces in folkloric style, the majestic tremolo piece Un Sueño en la Floresta is perhaps the most difficult and complex tremolo piece ever conceived for the guitar. This piece elevates the technique of tremolo to a new level, carrying it well beyond the earlier Francisco Tárrega's Recuerdos de la Alhambra and Sueno. Barrios wrote this piece about 1917 and recorded it in 1929. Number 7. Sueño, Tremoletude by Francisco Tárrega. Tárrega is considered to have laid the foundations for 20th century classical guitar and for increasing interest in the guitar as a recital instrument. As of this piece called Sueño, this was formerly intended by Tárrega to be a study to practice tremolo technique. However, this piece has become more than just an etude for practice sessions. Nowadays, it is mostly performed by professional guitarists as a formal classical guitar composition for music recitals. Number 6. Respuesta by Miguel López. Miguel López was a classical guitarist born in Spain. López was a renowned virtuoso who toured Europe and America extensively. He made well-known arrangements of Catalan folk songs for the solo guitar and is also the composer of original works. As of this piece, Respuesta is a virtuous classical guitar tremolo masterpiece to be one of the most prolific works in the 20th century. Number 5. Sakura Theme and Variations by Yukiichiro Yoko. Our number 5 spot on this list is probably the most famous Japanese classical guitar piece in existence. A curious thing about Sakura is that it is a Japanese folk music masterpiece that only at one point in the entire piece consists of a tremolo, while the rest of the variations are in arpeggios and artificial harmonics. This is a graceful, affecting work, tightly constructed, which strongly evokes the unique musical sensibility of the Japanese. Number 4. Campanas de Lava by Eduardo Sainz de la Maza. This is a contemporary Spanish music piece for solo guitar. It is written by Spanish guitarist, pedagogue and composer Eduardo Sainz de la Maza. Among his finest works, Campanas de Lava is the most famous example. It consists of a tremolo in E minor that Eduardo wrote and dedicated to his brother Regino Sainz de la Maza. Number 3. Una limosnita por el amor de Dios by Agustin Barrios. Once again, we bring a tremolo piece composed by Barrios. First of all, the sad story behind the piece is about a very poor old lady who happened to knock on the door of the house of Agustin Barrios. When he opened the door to see who it was, he saw the old lady standing in front of him and asked him for a penny. Barrios, feeling so sorry and touched about the poor old lady's need for money, he received some inspiration to compose his last song. Upon completion of the song, Agustin Barrios passed away 1 month later. Una limosnita por el amor de Dios is up to date, one of the saddest classical guitar pieces out there, and it is the representation of the sad music style that Barrios portrayed in his works. Number 2. Etude Number 7, Opus 60 by Matteo Carcassi. When it comes to the most iconic collections of etudes in Carcassi's repertoire, the Opus 60 of 25 Progressive Studies is arguably his best contribution to classical guitar music. Between these 25 progressive pieces, the Etude Number 7 is one that stands out from the rest, and it has become one of Carcassi's most famous compositions. Also, it is one of the best and most recognized tremolo exercises for intermediate level students. It is in the key of A minor, but modulates to C major somewhat in the second section. Before we continue with our number 1 pick, be sure to subscribe to Delay Music and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Make sure you click on all notifications, and if you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. And now, before we unveil what we have for you on our number 1 pick, here are 3 honorable mentions. Number 1. Recuerdos de Alhambra by Francisco Tárrega. This one had to be without a doubt the number 1 spot on our list. This guitar composition showcases a challenging guitar tremolo technique to be performed by most advanced players. The The masterpiece refers to the Palace of the Alhambra, which is surrounded by a fortress complex in the province of Granada in Spain. As of the poetic meaning that Tarrega put into the tremolo of the piece, it makes a representation of the water fountains inside of the Alhambra. Recuerdos de la Alhambra is the most famous example of the use of tremolo on guitar music, and given its importance, is that it is up to date the most well-known tremolo masterpiece to have ever existed. So what do you think about this, Enigmas? Do you agree with our top 8? What classical guitar tremolo pieces do you think are the most famous ones? Please let us know through your comments what you think. Do not forget to share, like and comment on this video. Your host Dilie will always be here on Dilie Musics to inform you about music and perform classical guitar masterpieces. We hope you, Enigmas, have enjoyed this video. Until we meet again.